Hello and welcome to On the Food Scene with Steve. I'm here with James, who is the owner of the Jim's Small Batch Bakery. Thank you so much for sharing with me these beautiful products that you make.
Well, thanks for coming in.
How did this all start, and tell me about your concept?
I love to eat baked goods, and it all just started with working in kitchens for 10 years and crossing over into the pastry kitchen. And once I got a taste of working in pastry alone, I was hooked. I did that for about 12 years, working for a couple great companies, but I always felt like I had more to prove, and I wanted to kind of go back to my roots of scratch baking. And so everything in my place is done from scratch, from the artisan breads to the chocolate truffles to the hand-laminated croissants. Even the ice creams and sorbets are all made with real ingredients and real whipped cream. No Crisco.
I love your ad that you showed me in one of the magazines. What was the slogan on
The
that?
no fake whipped cream, yeah.
Yes, I like that. And so the viewers know you are originally from Connecticut.
That's right, Bristol, Connecticut. And you know, I left at 17 to go to Johnson & Wales in Rhode Island. I did that for 4 years and came to this lovely place where you are now for a vacation, a 30-day vacation.
And we're in Sarasota.
Sarasota, Florida, and I never left. And
Wow.
it just was that beautiful.
Let's talk about the highlight of my visit here. Of course, you're a highlight too, but what do we have here? You really told me that this is the creme de la creme of carrot cakes.
Yeah, this is what I call perfect carrot cake. You know, people ask, you know, what's your specialty? And I do a lot of things very well, but there's only one thing I consider that I do world class, and that would be the carrot cake.
And then let's move on to one of my favorites, chocolate.
You got a chocolate ganache torte. I do enjoy chocolate work. I'm kind of a student of chocolate work, and I do a lot of my own chocolate work, but you know, some of these items are bought, little chocolate balls.
Give me the garnishments.
Yeah, the garnishes, yeah, the chocolate garnishes. But I do, like these curls were made in my pastry kitchen. It's layers of sponge cake, bittersweet mousse. I use, you know, I'm a big fan of Callebaut chocolate. I don't like to, you know, use things like Valrhona. To me, no offense to Valrhona, but to me, I get the results that I want with Callebaut, you know.
And then we have one of your breads.
Yes, I do a different artisan bread every day, and unfortunately, I've kind of created a real hunger and almost like I've created a monster out there because I do only one artisan bread a day. I have a lot of customers that can't remember my bread schedule, and they'll come in on the day that I'm not making that bread. Today, I make artisan French and real water-boiled bagels. I can't think of a place that you'll get a homemade from scratch bagel and
Right, a New York bagel.
Well, people ask me that, and I say no, it's a Sarasota bagel, because I actually boil them in lye, the same thing you would dip pretzels in.
Yes.
So it kind of gives it almost a pretzely taste. It's delicious, and I do just one, you know, flavor, and I top it different ways. So there's plain salt, everything popped, onion.
And let's move over to this dish over here. What do we have?
Starting on the right, you've got a cranberry clementine muffin, and this is my homage to muffins that are suffering from an identity crisis. I think muffins over the years have kind of evolved, probably due to consumer demand, that they're more like cupcakes now. So I try to make my muffin less sugar. I use bread flour in it, and I puree an entire clementine, rind and all, and put it in this muffin. And so as you're chomping along, you get little bits of orange, and it's delicious. Next to that is the hand-laminated butter croissant, and this is, I don't have a sheeter. A sheeter is an industrial tool that helps pastry chefs roll out dough, and this is done by hand with a rolling pin. It's very rare to do this volume of lamination by hand. Usually, it's actually a little crazy. I mean, but this is the whole concept behind small batch baking, small batch bakery. Next to that is an oatmeal cookie that it reminds me of my childhood. When I was a kid, we used to make the oatmeal cookie recipe off the oats box. And I got to tell you, later when I became a professional, I realized that the recipe on the box was not the same one. So I tried to make it, and it wasn't as good. So what I did was it took me 10 years of recipe development to replicate it, and this is that cookie. And I've got people that come in just for that cookie and nothing else. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Great. And then that one you told me an interesting story.
This almond croissant is the closest thing I can come to the almond croissant that changed my life. Back in 2009, I went to Vegas to the IBIE Baking Expo, and I enjoyed the croissants of two world famous French pastry chefs, Francois Fayard and Jean-Philippe Maury. And I couldn't believe how amazing they were. They changed my life. It made me want to be a better baker. And I committed myself then to unlocking the secret and finding out what made them so good. And you know, people ask, is there almond paste inside? And actually, no. It's a frangipane, which is much lighter, lighter on the almond. It's not like a punch in the face of almond. It's more like just a little glove smack on the face of almond. So it's delicious, and it's buttery, crispy. It's not soggy. I've had them when they're like French toast, and this is, to me, perfect. So.
For those folks that want to visit you, do you have a website so they can find out more information about your menu?
Yes, I actually use my Facebook page as my website. So Small Batch is small in every way, and right now I use my Facebook page.
And what is that?
It's Jim's Small Batch Bakery on Facebook. If you just Google it, you will find it, and it's a very active page. I personally write all the entries. I personally take all the photos of all those mouth-watering photos. They've all been taken by me, and so I do that myself. I've got about 750 likes right now.
Excellent. Well, I know you need to get back in that kitchen to put out some more wonderful product. So thank you so much for sharing the information about your bakery, yourself, and your wonderful products. For On the Food Scene with Steve, I'm here at Jim's Small Batch Bakery in Sarasota, Florida.